Hey everyone, and welcome. So let's be real for a minute. Have you ever felt like the most exciting parts of life, the really cool stuff, happens outside of a classroom? Well, you're not wrong. Today we're going to talk about a way of learning that feels way less like homework and a whole lot more like a real-life adventure. And I'm not kidding. What if, instead of another math worksheet, your assignment was to actually take the controls of an airplane, or maybe learn how to herd cattle on a huge ranch? It might sound like something out of a video game, but this kind of hands-on learning is absolutely real. These incredible experiences are what we're calling anchor courses. Seriously, just think of them like the main quest in your own personal adventure story. You're not just reading about heroes or watching them on screen. You're out there becoming one by learning some amazing real-world skills. So, the only question is, what kind of hero do you want to be?
All right, first up, for anyone out there who just wants to explore the world and really test their limits, there's the Adventurer class. This is for all of you who dream about seeing what's just over that next horizon.
So let's start way up in the clouds. The first quest for an adventurer could be becoming a pilot. And yes, I mean actually learning to fly a real plane.
When you take on something like this, you're not just studying, you're unlocking new abilities. You learn how to make super calm, clear decisions while you're literally 5,000 feet in the air. You get to see the world from a point of view that most people will never, ever experience. But the real prize here isn't just the pilot's license, it's the confidence. I mean, after you've navigated through actual clouds, that big school project or that tough conversation, well, it suddenly feels a whole lot more manageable, doesn't it? Okay, let's head back down to solid ground, but we're going way, way out there. Our next adventure quest is the Cowboy. This one is all about grit, independence, and learning some classic rugged skills. For this quest, you'd be on a real working ranch. You'd learn to ride, you'd work with these huge, powerful animals, and you'd learn how to be totally comfortable miles away from the nearest Wi-Fi signal. You unlock this kind of old-school toughness and self-reliance that's pretty rare these days, and honestly, incredibly valuable. All right, next up, let's talk about a completely different kind of hero, the Protector. This character class is for those of you who want to gain the skills to help and defend others when it really, truly matters the most.
And the first quest for a protector? How about becoming the medic? Now, this isn't about playing a doctor in a game. This is about learning the real-world skills to be the person who actually knows what to do in an emergency. You could go and take a real EMT course, learning how to handle everything from a broken bone to a serious accident. And the result? You become the person who runs toward a problem, not away from it, because you have the skills and the confidence to actually help. And just let that sink in for a second. This isn't just a cool skill, it's basically a superpower. Having the ability to literally save someone's life is one of the most powerful and meaningful things a person can ever learn to do.
And finally, let's check out our third character class, the Creator. This one's for anybody who just loves to make things, to build things, and to bring new ideas to life with their own hands and their own mind.
The first creator quest we've got is the Builder. Ever look at a house and wonder, hey, could I build that? Well, the answer is yes, you can. This quest is all about learning to create something real, solid, and something that lasts. There are workshops where you can learn to build a whole structure, like a small cabin, from the foundation all the way up to the roof. Can you imagine that incredible feeling of looking at a building and knowing that you have the skills to make that happen? That's a kind of confidence that's, well, literally built on a solid foundation. Now, let's switch gears from the physical world to the digital one. Our next creator doesn't use hammers and nails, they use logic and code. Let's meet the hacker. This slide shows a really simple but super powerful shift. See, most of us are just consumers. We play the games, we use the apps that other people make. But the hacker, the creator, learns to build their own apps and their own games. And with all the new tools out there, it's getting easier than ever before. And really, this is the whole point. You stop waiting around for someone else to invent the next cool thing. You gain the power to take an idea that's just in your head and turn it into something real that people can actually use. You get to build a piece of the future.
So, we've looked at adventurers, protectors, and creators. We've talked about pilots, cowboys, medics, builders, hackers. But look, these are just a few examples, right? The real adventure is the one that you design for yourself.
And that brings us to the biggest question of all. Forget about what you think you should do for a minute. What do you want to do? What sounds awesome? What adventure is out there calling your name? If you're not sure where to even start, no worries. Just ask yourself these 3 simple things. Number 1, what are you curious about? Number 2, what just sounds like a blast? And number 3, what's one skill that if you had it would make you feel like a superhero? Your answer? That's the starting point for your very own Anchor course. Because that's the ultimate takeaway here. The most important lessons you'll ever learn aren't always going to be at a desk. The world out there is a giant classroom, and your life is meant to be an incredible adventure. All you have to do is choose your first quest and get started.
So, as we wrap things up, I'll just leave you with this one last thought. Every new skill you learn, every single challenge you overcome, it becomes another chapter in your life story. So, what kind of story are you going to tell?